Hello everyone, I just want to remind you, as usual, some TLC, touch the subscribe button, like the video and comment. Thank you. As we are in the fasting Islamic month of Ramadan, I'm going to talk a little bit about Islam. Islam developed by Muhammad, peace be upon him, in the early 7th century, and very quickly it split. The two main splits are Shia and Sunni. There were other splits like Khawarij. Khawarij had some extent remnants in Oman, but they don't consider themselves anymore Khawarij. And the main two groups that we have today traditionally are the Sunnah and the Shia. Sunnah meaning tradition, and Shia meaning party of Ali. Okay. What happened? After Muhammad died, the one who took over, part of the first leaders, the Rashidun, according to Sunnis, was Abu Bakr, his father-in-law. Then there was Umar, and then Uthman. And after that, Ali. Ali was Muhammad's cousin and son-in-law. But according to Shia, Ali was meant to be, according to God and according to Muhammad himself, be the immediate continuation. Meaning Abu Bakr usurped the rule. That's what the Shia believe. And all leaders henceforth has to come descendants from Ali. As it happens, Hussein ibn Ali lost in the Battle of Karbala and was killed. That's an important event for the Shia, and we'll hopefully get to it later. Anyway, the Sunni have four main schools of law, all considered equivalent in their importance, but basically every Sunni needs to choose between one of these four schools of law, what to go by, and they're the Hanafi, the Hanbali, the Maliki, and the Shafi'i. And out of the Hanbali came the Wahhabi, the one practiced today in Saudi Arabia after Abd ibn Wahhab, who came up with this sort of continuation of the Hanbali school of thought, married Abd ibn Saud, the royal family. In Shia again we have many groups. The three main ones differ about how many imams should you count. Now in Shia, unlike a Sunni, imam is not just any religious leader, it's just a leader, equivalent to a priest or a pastor or a rabbi. There are actually limited amount of imams who have divine and infallible natures. And there's some people that count 5 imams like that and say the 5th one, he's the Imam al-Mahdi, right, the Messiah who will come back one day. This 5th guy was called Zaid, and the people follow him as Zaidis. Where do we find the Zaidis? The Zaidi Shi'ites we find in Yemen. The Houthi rebels, they're Zaidis. Then there's the Ismailis, which we can group together with the Seveners, okay? The one who believe there's 7 imams. Okay, and the last one, Ismail, he's the one that will come back, the Imam al-Mahdi. And a bake-off of that was the Druze, who are today not Muslim. Perhaps we'll deal with them some other day. And the biggest group among Shiites is the 12ers, okay? It's Sharia, okay, 12. And this includes Iran, Hezbollah, and even a break-off from that, which is the Alawites, okay, which are sort of today considered Shiites. The Alawites are important because Assad in Syria is an Alawite. Perhaps now we'll discuss briefly where do we have. Most of the Muslim world is Sunni, above 85%, close to 90%. Only between 10 and 15, less than 15% are Shiites, and there's also tiny other groups who don't belong to one of these. Sunnis we see in most Muslim countries, okay? Indonesia, Malaysia, Turkey, most of the Arab world, okay? If there's 50 Muslim countries and 22 Arab countries, I'd say the majority of 18 or 19 of the Arab countries are Sunni. Okay, the entire of North Africa, if it's Algeria, Morocco, Tunisia, Libya, both sides, or Egypt, basically, vast majority are Sunnis. Where we find Shiites in a big majority, the majority in Iraq are Shiites. And today also the ruling party, after the Iraq war. While Saddam Hussein was around, he was belonged to minority Sunni group. In Bahrain, there's a majority of Shiites, but the ruling royal family are Sunnis. And we have them also in Syria and Lebanon. I hope we'll get to that. As we said, Hezbollah. And today, the ruling party, who is a minority, is Alawites, which is also considered today, somewhat for political reasons, belonging to the Shiite Muslims. What I would like to do is try to talk about some of the differences between them. And I'll do it through the 5 pillars of Islam. Islam has 5 pillars. There's Ashhad, the testimony. Yeah? That God is the only God and Muhammad is his messenger. There is the Zakat, which is the charity, the alms giving, which also includes Sadaqah, which is like visiting the sick, burying the dead, and so on. We have the Salat, the prayer, which is 5 prayers a day. We have the Sawm, the fast. Now, in the months of Ramadan, months of fasting. And we have the Hajj, pilgrimage, at least once in a lifetime, to go to Mecca, Medina, and visit. Now, seemingly, this is something that Sunnis and Shiites have in common, right? They both have these 5 pillars of Islam. Basically, every Muslim in the world today, except these 5 pillars of Islam. Even the ones who consider more fringe groups, the Ahmadiyya. Okay? But there is a difference. I claimed in every one of these pillars, these 5 arkan al-Islam, there's a difference between Sunni and Shia. And now I want to give example, talk about everyday practice, how it is different. And with that, we will conclude. Hopefully, continue this very interesting topic next time. Or another time. If we talk about the prayers, okay, so there's 5 prayers a day, but while Sunnis usually will break it into 5 times a day, Shia regularly connect the 2 daily ones, midday, afternoon, and the 2 evening, night ones together. So really, they pray in 3 installments as a regular thing, not as a one-off, as some Sunnis may do. Okay. If we talk about the Shahada, right? We say, La ilaha illallah wa Muhammad Rasulullah, right? No God but God and Muhammad is messenger. The Shiites add something to that. That the wali, the authority, the minion belongs to Ali. He got it from God. So they continue on beyond the 2 just saying that they testify that God is God and Muhammad is his messenger. If we go to the idea of the Hajj, yes, Shia generally have the Hajj like thing, but interestingly, generally, if we talk about holy cities, so in Sunnah, we can talk about Mecca, Medina, and then Jerusalem, Quds. But Shiites, besides Mecca, Medina, and Quds, they have other holy cities. I'll give one example, Karbala. Karbala, where Hussein ibn Ali lost his life, is in a holy city. And if we already mentioned this idea, so we have to mention another part of the Hajj. The Hajj is related to the idea of the 2 festivals also. Right? Eid al-Adha and Eid al-Fitr. Eid al-Fitr is in the end of Ramadan. Eid al-Adha, celebrating the sacrifice of Ishmael, of the son of Abraham, by Abraham. But there's an important day in Shia called Ashura, which is the 10th day of, not the month of Ramadan, but the month of Muharram. And that is celebrated only by Shia, where some of them even hit themselves because of the sorrow of Hussein being killed. And if we talk about the idea of zakat, we could say maybe it's similar, the idea of giving alms. And if we talk about, so we saw there's difference in the fast, there's difference in the prayer to some extent, the difference in celebration of festivals, difference in what holy cities, and even in the testimony. These are main differences, or some of the differences that we see. And even coming to prayer, I'll just mention the last thing. Shia, for instance, along with mosque, masjid, means a house of prayer, house of worship. They also have Imam Bara. Anyway, I don't want to make this too long. Hopefully we'll come back to this topic. Just give you a few ideas of the difference between Sunni and Shia. Hopefully we'll revisit it later time, soon. Thank you. Minding you, please touch the subscribe button, like the video, and comment. Thank you.